I promise you, if you believe in it, and if you actually do what I'm gonna tell you now, I promise you, there's no doubt in my mind that this is gonna work. No doubt. Hello and welcome to this new video of mine. Today I want to have a manifesting chit-talk, that's not a word, chit-chat, oh my god, chit-chat, just chill, cozy. We're going to talk about manifestation, and I'm going to talk to you about one of the most efficient techniques that I've actually experienced on my spiritual journey when I first found out about manifesting. So that was actually 2 years ago, and that actually taught me how to manifest effortlessly and how instant manifestation really can be. If you want to hear more about it, then just keep on listening. So I made some notes, but I don't think they're gonna be necessary, but I'm still gonna take out my laptop. Okay, so I swear by this. Like, if you don't believe in manifestation yet, and you have no clue where to start, this is the video for you. This is gonna make you believe 100%. Okay, so what I did 2 years ago, or even almost 3 years ago, crazy, time flies. Okay, never mind. So what I did back then was I wrote down 5 things on a list on a piece of paper, and I wrote down 5 things that I wanted to manifest in the upcoming 3 days. So I actually stated on that piece of paper, these things are gonna come true and are gonna appear in my life in the upcoming 3 days. That's what I wrote down on there. You know what? I don't need those notes. Never mind. Okay, so that's what you're gonna write down on that piece of paper first. And then you're gonna list down 5 things. You're gonna be completely clear-headed, and you're just gonna write down the first 5 things that come into your head. Doesn't matter. Even if it sounds so far-fetched, it's not gonna be based on ego, it's not gonna be based on anything that you really deeply desire, it's just gonna be something that pops into your head. If it's a pig, write down a pig. If you wanna see someone wearing pink nails, write down pink nails. To me, those things were a red ribbon. Keep that one in mind, that's a fucking amazing story. Okay, then we have chicken nuggets, because I was hungry AF when I wrote that. Then I had a Starbucks iced coffee, because I was not only hungry, I was apparently also thirsty. I'm telling you, it's random, okay? It's very random. Then I had 1 cent, which is also very interesting, because if you can manifest 1 cent, there's no difference from manifesting 1 cent and 100 euros, or even more. Because money is just energy, money flows to you. So actually being able to manifest 1 cent can already show you that you can manifest way more down the line. And the 5th thing were white roses. We're at 5 already, yeah? Yeah, we are. White roses. I stated that I wanted it to appear in a matter of 3 days, and then I let it go. I left that piece of paper, and I was like, I'm not gonna look at it anymore. It's gonna come to me at divine timing. I'm not gonna worry about it. And that's what I did, technically. Not really. You know, like, sometimes you're still thinking about those things and you're wondering, like, oh, where are they? And I bet you, if I wouldn't have actually thought about it more and would have been like, where is it? Is it not happening? If it's not happening, does it mean the universe and all those laws don't exist, you know? I think if I wouldn't have had those doubts, it would have came even quicker. But I was having the intention of actually, if that comes true, I'm gonna be a believer. I'm gonna believe in the law of attraction. I'm gonna believe that this actually works. Okay, so important here is the intention you're setting, how you're reacting when you're writing this. So if you're actually listening to what your intuition is telling you, or if you're listening to your mind and to your ego needs. Because then you could also write down 1 million euros just because you want them in that moment. But that's not how we do it, okay? Because if it's from your ego, you're not gonna get those things, and then you're also not gonna believe. And 3rd thing is letting go. And I know letting go, oh man, when I learned about manifestation, letting go seemed so weird to me. I was always like, what do they mean? Like, why do I have to let go of what I want? You know, that's not how it works. Can I just stop and forget about what I want, right? And I'm still sometimes struggling with this. But we can also do a different episode about that topic, because that's a whole new chapter in itself. But never mind. Letting go just means that you're gonna try to not think about it, and if you think about it, you're just gonna talk to yourself in the way of like, oh, it's already done. I do not need to worry about it. It's gonna come to me. I don't need to worry about it. And that's all you're gonna do. Talk yourself out of the doubts that you might have. Let's just dive into the story now, because I've been rambling around for a while now. So the first thing that actually came true immediately and instantly was the right rose. I was scrolling through YouTube and there was this video suggested to me from a YouTuber that I actually watched very regularly. It was also about manifesting, and there were like white roses all over the thumbnail. And I was thinking to myself, okay, that could be a coincidence, you know, because I was like, what are the odds? But I wanted to prove it to myself, and I was like, I'm just gonna look on her channel and see, because to myself I thought probably she does that all the time, probably she always has roses in her thumbnails, and I'm just thinking it's special now. So that was actually a video that was already like a year ago or something that she uploaded. And then I looked at it, and I looked at her channel, and I was scrolling through everything, like every single video I looked at, the thumbnail, and every single thumbnail did not have any roses in it. Not white ones, not red ones, no roses at all. And then I scroll further and I see that video that got suggested to me, and it was the only thumbnail with white roses from, I don't know, 100 videos from of hers. But I was not believing it yet. I was like, okay, can still be a coincidence. And I was like, okay, never mind, I'm not gonna think about it now. We still have 4 other things to go. I kid you not, 2 things came true at the same time, because my mom, she went grocery shopping. It was still when I lived at home. And she came back and she was like, look what I got. And what did she get? Chicken nuggets. I was like, huh? So we did not talk about it before. Like, we did not, before she left, we did not talk about like what I might like, what I might want from the supermarket. We did not talk about that, you know. She just bought some nice things, and apparently she bought chicken nuggets because she felt like I might want them. And then she's like, look what else I got you. Yeah, you probably can guess now, it was a Starbucks iced coffee. In my head I was like, what is going on? I was not expecting to get a coffee actually, but that exact day she chose to get those 2 things. It sounds weird, right? But like, it can also just be coincidence. Let me tell you now, I don't believe in coincidences. I don't believe it. So I was like, cute, cool, 3 things, but we have 2 things more to go. And these were the things where I was like, what are the odds? You know? The next day, we were already over halfway through of the deadline that I set myself, right? So I said 3 days and we were already on day 2. And I was like, nothing happened yet. And I started to worry a bit. So I left my room and I go downstairs and I look outside, and in our garden, it's still so weird to me. I'm sorry if I'm stuttering, but this is still a story to this day that shocks me. I look outside and my parents are attempting to hang up a bouquet of flowers with a red ribbon. They were attempting to do that with a red ribbon, and I was like, how? Why? When? What? How? Huh? Where did they get that from? And then I went outside and I was like, hey, where did she get that from? And my mom was like, oh yeah, we found it, like it was still downstairs, like in the basement. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Because I mean, it was literally like I went downstairs, I looked outside, and there was like jumping in my eye, you know. It was like you could not oversee it. The universe was sort of like, you want to have a sign, we give you a big ass sign that you cannot like not see. If that's not enough for you yet, we still have the 1 cent dilemma, right? So I started to believe in it more already, but I was like, we still have 1 thing, but we also only have 1 day left. So then that same evening, my dad has like a chair in the living room that's only his chair. I never sit in this chair. But one day, apparently that second day of the 3-day thing that we had going, I was like, I feel like I want to sit in this chair, you know? There was like a lot of space behind that chair. Like it was just a wall behind it, but a lot of space. So there was actually no serious point for me to look behind me. But I decided to turn around and I was like, there's something laying on the floor. What is that? I moved aside the entire chair just to see what this is. And I was like, could it be? Could it be? I still don't know, like something told me to actually sit down there and like look around and look behind me, but it was so weird because I would never usually do that. There was literally no point. No point. Okay, I just wanted to state how absurd that entire situation was. And then I find 1 cent under that chair. At sweet 17 years old, I was like, what the hell is going on? Okay, it's really been 3 years. It's been more than 3 years. I just realized that I said it's 2 years ago, but it was really already over 3 years ago. what the hell? Okay, never mind. Me still being like unaware of everything that's going on, I just manifested 5 random things. 5 things that I cannot really use, but 5 signs from the universe of things that I actually wanted to happen. This blew my mind, and I think this is a very good strategy and a very good technique to 1, make you believe in manifestation, and 2, actually understand how it works. Because there was a bit of a time difference in some of those manifestations, because some I thought might be easier to come and some I found a bit more unreasonable. There are a few tips that I want to give you on the way now. If you want to implement this technique and if you want to actually know and understand why this works, like how that works for you as well, then I'm going to give you a few tips that are going to make it like definitely succeed for you. Because I promise you, if you believe in it and if you actually do what I'm going to tell you now, I promise you there's no doubt in my mind that this is going to work. No doubt. So yeah, and it also is not going to hurt you, right? Like just writing 5 things down quickly, it's not going to break you, so why not? Just try and see what happens. Step 1, I already stated it briefly before, set an intention of what you want to achieve with this. Because if you're just like, oh yeah, it's fun, so I'm just going to write down 5 things, no, we're not going to do that. You're going to write down, like, you don't need to write it down, but just say to yourself why you're doing this. What do you want to achieve? So it's very powerful if you actually say, I want to receive those 5 signs in order to strengthen my faith in the power of the universe or God or whatever you may call it. That's very powerful for 1. Okay, so, but if that doesn't resonate with you, that's fine, but find another reason. Set an intention. Why? Okay, second, set a time frame. So you're gonna say, these 5 things are gonna appear in my life in the upcoming, let's say also 3 days. If that's too long for you, say 2 or 1 day, doesn't matter. So you set your preferred time that you want to receive those things in. And you're gonna date that letter. You're gonna date that piece of paper to actually also hold yourself accountable a bit, you know? So on the top left, you're gonna write down the date, and then you're gonna write down when it's supposed to happen, and then you're going to write a list of 5 things. Very important here, when you write down those things, do not come from an ego perspective, come from a heart perspective, come from your intuition, come from your center. So it is really just random things that pop up in your head, like we already talked about it before. If you want to see a blue light somewhere on the street or a neon sign saying something, then that's what you're going to see, okay? So just don't doubt it. It can be very absurd. Just write it down. Next step, I forgot which number we are now. 3, 4, I don't know. You're gonna let this go. You're gonna leave that piece of paper somewhere where you don't see it right now, but you exactly know where it is, but you're not gonna look at it anymore. 5th step now, every time you notice and catch yourself thinking about this thing, you're gonna distract yourself. You're gonna say, no, it's already done, I do not need to worry. Everything is coming to me effortlessly and easily, and I do not have to worry. It's basically just reassuring yourself that things are on the way, and that makes you detach more from the outcome. Then the next step is actually believe in it. Because, of course, I said to you, this is gonna make you believe, yes, but if you do not believe in it at all, you would not even try to do it if there's not a little piece of hope in you that this is gonna work, and that you want to believe in the universe. So there's nothing keeping you from already starting to believe a slight, tiny little bit right now already. So I'm telling you now, believe in it a little bit. You don't need to go all in. You don't need to say, oh, I'm so firm in my decision that this is definitely working. No, but just say, I trust this, I trust the universe, and I trust that this is gonna happen. That's it. That's already showing to yourself that you're starting to believe in it, because as I said, otherwise you would not watch this video right now, otherwise you would not look into it, otherwise you would not try this technique. And lastly, actually see the signs that you're receiving and see them as signs. Because what I did was I put them off as coincidences, but I noticed as well that it gave me a sense of like, I felt lucky, you know, I felt blessed. I felt like so many blissful things were around me and I felt very in alignment. And that was a very beautiful feeling. Every single day there was something small reassuring me of how beautiful life can be and of how many wonders and miracles are actually out there. And that sounds very cliche, I know, but it's true. Okay, like if you experience it and if you notice, like, you write down some things and they're actually happening for you, that's, no matter how small or big they might be, it's really insane. This is my last tip that I had for you. And if you want, you can also receive them as signs that your manifestation is on the way, no matter what it might be. So if you're wanting to manifest something else, something that seems bigger to you, just know that there is no difference in energy. If you're gonna say a manifestation is smaller or bigger, you're actually putting that other thing on the pedestal. And by putting it on a pedestal, you're pushing it further away from you, and that's what you do not want to do. So my advice to you also is, if you want to manifest something else, see it as a reassurance. If that works for you now with those 5 steps, if you can manifest those things, there's no way at all that you're not going to be able to get anything else you want. That's all I have to say. Thank you so much for listening or watching. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to that channel or leave a thumbs up if that video was helpful to you. It would really mean the world to me. Have a beautiful and blissful day, and I'm gonna see or hear you next week. Bye!